Alright, so we got the 1100 spoilers, and this chapter is probably going to be a sleeping giant because we don't know enough about it right now. So there's going to be more developments, as it's released, and I'll make a follow-up summary video probably tomorrow or Wednesday. But the ending of this chapter is like the real exciting thing because we're going into Luffy's backstory, or at least part of it, because, we're still in Kuma's backstory. But before I get into all of that, of course, let me go over what happened in the previous chapter. So we saw Kuma coming back to Sorbet Kingdom and wrecking the place, once again defeating King Bakori. And after that, Saturn found out about this. And also in this panel, it looks like he's like being relayed this information by Foxy. I mean, I know it's not Foxy, but he, kind of has hair like him. Let me know in the comments who you think this is. I mean, I'm pretty sure we don't know, but man, that would be hilarious if it was just like Foxy was like an admiral or something. I know he's not, but come on, it would be funny. Anyway, after this, Bonnie somehow ate the HH fruit. I doubt it's going to get explained, but it doesn't really matter. Kuma gets the Tyrant moniker and once again faces off against King Bakori because the world government's trying to put him back in power and he just sinks their ships. Then he meets up with Dragon once again. Then we see Kuma going around trying to find a way to cure Bonnie's sapphire scales because she's getting older and she's going to die if she doesn't get it cured soon. And we see him go to all of the places that he sent the Straw Hats during Sabaody, like into the time skip. And it makes me wonder, is this one of the conditions of Kuma's Devil Fruit? Can he only teleport or teleport others to places that he's been before? It's not confirmed as far as I know, but I think that would be a pretty good way to at least try to balance the fruit because it's pretty broken at this point. Anyway, Dragon finally decides to tell him about Vegapunk, and Kuma goes to see Vegapunk, brings Bonnie, and of course Vegapunk's very interested in him because he's a freaking buccaneer, and he makes a deal with them, and he's like, hey, I'll cure Bonnie's sapphire scales by doing stem cell transplants, but you got to become a cyborg for me. Let me take your blood as well and make clones of you, which of course is going to become the pacifistas. And Kuma agrees to this, of course. And we also see that once again Saturn is finding out about this stuff because he's bugged at Vegapunk's laboratory. So yeah, Saturn is aware of this, and that's important because coming into the spoilers for this chapter, Saturn forces Kuma to become a warlord and a cyborg without memories, because if he didn't, Bonnie would be arrested. So this is how Kuma becomes a warlord. I mean, we assumed it was going to lead to this, of course, because he becomes one, but Saturn is tied to this because I guess he's going to be the main villain of Egghead going further. I mean, once we come out of this flashback, I mean, he already kind of is, but I don't think we're going to get any finality to him fighting someone or something. But this also, I suppose, is supposed to parallel to the overall greater narrative of One Piece, like the Void Century, become a cyborg without memories. Kuma obeyed, and in exchange, he negotiated Bonnie's safety. So yeah, this explains why Bonnie, is scot-free and was able to go around and be a pirate and all that stuff. Also explains, finally, the coming full circle with Aki Inu being worried about her getting captured by Blackbeard. I mean, we already knew because she is half celestial dragon, or at least we assume that she is. It isn't confirmed who her father is yet. Could be Saturn, could be Roswald, but even that is still not enough to give her pure immunity. I mean, she still could have been arrested. It's not like the celestial dragons are above even judgment from the Gorosei or even the other celestial dragons. The operations of both would take a long time and would be carried out in Egghead's laboratory under the supervision of Kizaru. So yeah, coming back to Kizaru, working with Vegapunk, because we know that in the past, Kizaru and Sentomaru were working with Vegapunk because they both found Sentomaru and brought him there, but it just shows that Kizaru allowed Vegapunk to synthesize his devil fruit ability, his light powers, and that's how it's incorporated into the pacifistas. So it's, understandable that he would be there. After the operations, Bonnie returned to the kingdom of Sorbet and Kuma became a warlord. We see the reactions of the other warlords of the time to Kuma's appointment. This is pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like at this time. I assume they're going to look similar to how they looked when we first saw them after Alabasta or before it. I actually don't really remember remember when we first saw them. I know it's like more than 100 chapters into the series, right? It also makes me wonder, like, are we gonna see when the Warlord system was made and like who the first people to join it were? Probably like Doflamingo and Mihawk, I assume. Doflamingo, of course, because he for sure knows who Emu is, or at least I'm pretty sure he does. He's kind of said it without directly saying it. At the end of the chapter, Kuma sends a letter of thanks to Bonnie. The title of the chapter is related to that letter. Now we're getting into the spicy stuff. In the final panel, we see that Kuma had arrived at Fuchsia Village, Luffy's birthplace slash hometown. So this is where the craziness is going to happen. I at least hope so. Like chapter 1101, we're gonna get some serious reveal. I mean, I thought it was gonna happen in this chapter because, you know, like 1100 and Oda kind of does special stuff with those kind of anniversary type numbers. But no, this is, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a bad chapter, but it's not like a chapter worthy of 1100, if you know what I mean. So maybe he's saving it for the next one. But anyway, why is Kuma going to Fuchsia Village? Have no idea. But what is the significance of it? Well, as it says here, it's Luffy's hometown. It also says birthplace, but I'm pretty sure he was not born there. Because as far back as at least I can go, or at least I remember, it's implied that Garp left him there, right? Because some point after Luffy ate the Gum Gum fruit, we see like Garp dragging him away. And he's like, this is my fault for leaving you in that laid back windmill village. And this is right before he's taking Luffy to Dodon. I mean, where he's eventually going to meet Ace. So yeah, I think that confirms that, you know, Garp put him there for safekeeping. And as for who was raising Luffy there, I don't know, maybe Makino kind of, or just the town in general. I think Luffy was kind of like a homeless person there or something, and he was just kind of slumming around. I don't know, it's not really made too clear. We do get some more insight into it in the live action, actually, and I do take that for somewhat being canon to the actual overall story of One Piece. I mean, obviously it's a completely different continuity, but considering that Oda had so much input into it, I think that's probably the truth. I don't know, but still don't know why Kuma is going there, and still don't even know why Shanks docked there. You know, it's such a weird random place for these high-profile people to go. I mean, I know Shanks had to be there so Luffy can eat the Gum Gum fruit, but there has to be a reasoning for him to go there. Unless Oda's just like, yeah, they just randomly decided to go there because, you know, screw you, I don't need to tell you why. I don't need to give an advanced explanation. It just happened. But I'm hoping that this is going to show us something crazy about Fuchsia Village, or just Luffy's origin. And I guess that begs the question of, like, you know, where did Luffy come from if he wasn't born in Fuchsia Village? Well, we don't know yet. I'm going to take a guess and say that Luffy was probably born in Amazon Lily, or, I don't know, born on a ship or something. Maybe he was born at sea. But I say Amazon Lily because I think that his mother is probably the Empress, or the leader of Amazon Lily, like the one that was before Hancock, because it was said by Gloriosa that she died of the love sickness or whatever, and I think that's because she was in love with Dragon. Dragon at some point went to Amazon Lily, fell in love with her, and they made Luffy. So that's why I'm saying Luffy's probably born there, or I don't know. But how did Garp get him? Again, we don't know. I mean, Luffy didn't even know that he had a dad, let alone that it was Dragon. So there's still so much that needs to be revealed, and I doubt a majority of it is going to be revealed in the next chapter, but hopefully we just get at least one panel that could give us some semblance of an explanation of anything. But yeah, guys, that's it for this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and if you liked it, please give it a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.